Okay, now that we've done our fly front zipper, we're going to do set-in pockets. Alright, for that, you're going to need the front of your pant, you're going to need your pocket lining, and then a pocket stay. Okay? The first thing we want to do is we want to fuse along this edge, or interface along the open edge of the pocket opening on the front of the pant. The reason we do that is because when you're putting your hands in and out of your pockets, there's a lot of wear and pressure that gets put on this. So we're going to give it a little more sturdiness so it won't wear out so quickly. And I'm going to go ahead and just fuse these real quick. We can go ahead and start stitching it. Now these have already been stay stitched, okay? But we could also have fused it and then stay stitched it after. It doesn't really matter. The first thing we're going to do is put our pocket lining on. Okay, the pocket lining, you put right sides together, lining up the curve of the pocket, and go ahead and stitch that. Alright, so we're going to do that right now. Okay, so I'm going to stitch right along this curve. Half inch. Alright, there we've stitched it. Now, since this is an inward curve, we're now going to clip it. So about every 5/8 of an inch or so, clip right through that curve. That way the seam allowance won't be fighting to pull the other way once we fold it right sides together. Okay, make sure you, when you clip, you're clipping right down into, or right down to your stitching line. Not right down to it, but not through it. Now we're going to understitch on our lining. Okay, that's this piece right here. So you're going to fold that back, and with all the seam allowance folded towards or pressed towards your lining, you're going to catch right through. So I'm going to stitch nice and close to that edge. And make sure those cuts, now you've cut the pieces, they like to flip underneath, make sure they're all facing towards your lining. And since this is a curved seam, you're stitching, or understitching, you want to make sure you're pulling the fabric in the opposite direction. So I'm pulling my lining to the right, and my pant front to the left. Okay, and there it is. And that will fold right back like so. Alright, so here is our pant front. So there's the pant front right there. And I'm folding this to the wrong side. Okay, I folded the lining to the back. It should pretty much fold right into place. You might have to manipulate just a little bit. Okay, and you want to pull about 1/16 of an inch of the fashion fabric to the back and give that a nice press. And it will fall right into place. Okay, and you should be able to see through this lining layer of muslin, and you can see wherever I clipped it how they're all opening up and turning into V's. Okay, if we didn't clip it, it would be fighting it and pulling this back and wanting to go this way. So the fact that we clipped it allows it to open and create this curve. So now I can flip it this way, and there you can see that we have a nice finished edge to our pocket. So now all we have left to do is to attach the pocket stay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open that up. So for the pocket stay, if we flip this to the wrong side, our pocket stay is going to be stitched around down this edge of this, the pocket stay in the lining, up here, and then off. Okay? You'll notice that the pocket stay is not as wide. It's a 1/4 inch shorter than the front of the pant in the pant lining, pocket lining. We want that because what happens is we'll pull this over to meet here. That gives us our ease so that we can easily put our hand inside the pocket. Okay, so let's go ahead and just put a couple pins in this to hold it in place so we can stitch it. So starting at the top. Lining this all up. Okay, got my sewing machine now. And again, I'm separating. All right, here's my pant front. Here's pocket lining side, and then the pocket stay. We're just going to sew those two pieces together, and down a 1/2 inch. Needle down, foot up. Okay, so that's now been stitched together. Okay, so there it is. One more step here, and we're going to tack the side seam in place so it stays in place until we're ready to sew the side seam. Just going to flatten all that out. And now we're going to pull this edge back until it meets the edge of the pocket stay, like so. Therefore, putting our ease in. So it should all line up along the side seam. And then here at the top as well, we're also going to put a pin in because we're going to tack that in place. Okay. So let's go ahead, and so you can see how it's starting to create that opening for the pocket. So you can see this is what the back looks like. Let's go switch that. So again, side seam, I'm just going to tack this at 1/4 inch, basically stay stitch it, I'm not even going to back tack. It's just to hold it in place and keep it from moving around until we attach the side seam. That's all we need. And then here at the waist, again, the pocket, so here's my pant front, and then the pocket starts here. We're just going to tack that in place. This we're going to do at 1/2 inch because we need to stay stitch the top of this pocket stay as well because it's part of the waist. So I'm just going to stay right here. And we'll just do 1/2 inch all the way across. And then we've attached our pocket. Alright, so there is the set-in pocket. Put your hand in there. Okay. And here's the back of it.